Hello, everybody. My name is Joel Reed. I'm the Executive Director of the Pittsburgh Robotics Network. This video is for anyone who is interested in working in robotics. I want to give you a brief overview and encourage you to connect with us here in Pittsburgh. You may not know this, but the Pittsburgh Robotics Network represents one of the world's largest robotics community, and it's right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Many of you likely know about Carnegie Mellon University's leadership in computer science, robotics research and development, and artificial intelligence, but lesser known is the breadth and depth of our local commercial community. The PRN represents over 100 members, which span nearly 18 different industry segments, 9 of which have 5 robotics companies or more. So from a worldwide leadership in autonomous vehicles or self-driving cars, plus 80 plus other companies in our community, we have over 8,000 workers in this exciting new industry. And there are many opportunities for jobs in tech, the operations of these companies, and also the business and commercialization of these companies. And the number of opportunities are growing every day. So with all of this, we consider Pittsburgh to be the robotics capital of the world. It is our mission to connect you to these opportunities, and I encourage you to check us out and connect with us at robopgh.org. That's robopgh.org. So in this video, I've invited my friend and past colleague and member of the community, Marcia Simic, who's an experienced recruiter for the robotics industry and currently works at one of our top companies, RE². And I asked her to come here and have a conversation about what it means to work in robotics and to work in robotics in Pittsburgh. So, hey, Marcia, how's it going?
Hi, Joel. Thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. It's really great to have you. And I think this is very valuable for any recent graduate or experienced worker who's looking to get into a job in robotics. So can you just start off by giving me a brief introduction to yourself and tell us what RE² does?
Yeah, absolutely. So Marcia Simic, I run all things HR and recruitment at RE² right now. A little background about myself. I did not grow up in robotics. Started in talent acquisition maybe 15 years ago, and it's one of those careers you fall into versus going to school to study. Brings in a lot of different flavors, meeting people, matching them with opportunities. My background is at small organizations and very large, complex, multinational organizations, for example, BNY Mellon. Then I took a pivot and focused in on robotics, where Joel and I met at I Am Robotics and built up a lot of employees there.
You helped us build that company from 15 engineers to over 50 people in a comprehensive company.
Yes, yeah, a lot of work, a lot of fun. It was awesome. So that's where Joel and I know each other, and we're doing something similar at RE² right now, where we're just through explosive growth, and we're getting close to 100 employees now.
Oh, that's great. So what does RE² do?
Yeah, so they are a leader in intelligent mobile manipulation systems, and their core value is how do we take humans out of dangerous situations? So if a project is wrapped around that and we can solve it, that's where our sole focus is.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely our audience should check out RE². They've been a long-standing member of the community. So we just have a handful of questions that we wanted to go over that we think that might pique the interest of people that are interested in getting in robotics, and specifically to look at opportunities here in Pittsburgh. So what do robotics companies look for in terms of skills and or qualities in a new hire?
Yeah, there's a wide range. So for early career folks, types of roles that are open in the technical space include software engineering, mechanical, production, electrical engineering. Soft skill side, it's looking to continuously learn new information, ask questions, expand, not be afraid to make mistakes. I think that's very important for someone who's getting ready to leave university, to say, hey, I don't know this. It's maybe quicker to ask somebody that you're working with or a peer versus trying to dive in and figure it out yourself.
So a lot of these things are conventional across many industries in technology. In robotics, is there a particular language or skill set that's in heavy demand?
Yeah, C++ is in a huge demand. Second, I would say Python. So if you're able to focus or pivot or do something on the side, I would advise taking a look at those languages and taking Udacity courses or brushing up on the side.
And on the mechanical and electrical side, since we are talking about a very physical product, which is highly integrated and advanced.
Yeah, on that side, SolidWorks, if you can get your hands on that while you're at university, that would be a plus, or any kind of AutoCAD type of software. If your university has a robotics club, you can get hands-on experience designing and then building and touching and putting everything together and seeing how it interacts with the software side. Highly advise that. It will give you a step up on someone who may not have done that.
Okay, and that's really a way to stand out. So it's not just the educational side, but it's applied learning as well. And you mentioned this for university students, but if you're in an existing job, to find ways to get involved with local clubs or user groups. And then even for younger children that might even dream about working in this, follow your STEM opportunities, within your schools, in your communities. And then there's also the First Robotics and Best Robotics competitions, which is a great way to get a lot of hands-on experience. But this isn't just about technical roles at these companies, is that right?
That's right. What I've seen probably over the last 2 years, there is a bigger need for the infrastructure. So folks who aren't focusing on engineering, but things like HR, recruitment, finance, operations, how do we set a good foundation to help engineers do their job better, quicker, faster, and you can scale. That also goes with business development, product management, program, and project management. Marketing is also a very important piece. So all of those things and levers that you can pull to take your product to the next level and build and expand.
So we need experienced and talented people on the commercialization side to come into this industry to help accelerate its development. I also want to mention in Pittsburgh particularly, but across the industry, many of our companies are looking for a diverse set of candidates as well. And I know that that's been a priority of yours in your career and also RE Squared. Just a quick comment on that.
Yeah, absolutely is important. And study after study shows that having a diverse workforce only increases your productivity. There's numerous benefits to doing that. So we're very mindful and intentional of how do we advertise, how do we appeal, how do we include folks of diverse skill sets. And it's not just one segment. It's not excluding people who only have robotics experience. You have to cast the net as wide as possible. And there's a learning curve there. What are the things that we can teach once you're here, and what are the must-haves? And that always expands the candidate slate that you're able to consider and ultimately hire.
Okay, so if somebody's watching this and they're shy or they feel intimidated or overwhelmed by this industry, don't. Just talk to somebody, talk to us, take that first step. That's really important. So we are here to talk about Pittsburgh Robotics. What does it mean? I mean, you went on that journey with me at I Am Robotics. You're at RE Squared, which is doing really amazing work in so many areas. Just quickly, I mean, try to characterize or encapsulate what does it mean to work in a Pittsburgh robotics company, and how might we be different?
Yeah, I'm biased. I think it's amazing. So as someone who graduated university, had to leave Pittsburgh to find a job that was fulfilling. I'm not going to mention when I graduated, but I had to leave to get experience. And then I did come back eventually and move into robotics. It's exciting. There is an opportunity to come in and shape what that industry will look like in Pittsburgh over the next couple of years into the next decade. I think it's a market leader. We're known when I talk to candidates that don't live in Pittsburgh or have never visited, they already know, like, we are the place to be if you want to pursue a robotics position and career.
Yeah, that's right. And we have a tight knit community, and I know that you do a lot to have your workforce, engaged in that community, and we're growing as well. Pittsburgh also has really great lifestyle benefits. There's a billboard that said that you can work in tech and still own your house. So that's what we have to offer. And as I mentioned before, there's so many different verticals. It used to be the case a while ago that you might come here for one really exciting company. And we know people are still fairly mobile from job to job. You can come here now and there are over 80 companies. Now, I know you don't want to necessarily promote that at RE Squared, but I think we've seen even a lot of benefits of people moving throughout the ecosystem. And so we are talking about an advanced technology area, but our companies are solving very hard problems in agricultural industries. We also have a company that's doing space exploration. We're making a difference in supply chain and logistics. We have companies that do monitoring and inspection. So there really could be something for anyone. And there's a good safety net to come to Pittsburgh. So it's really not that difficult. It's not that much of a risk to take anymore. Right. And I would assume, and we saw it at IAM and you see it there, we actually have a high percentage of people coming in from outside of Pittsburgh to work at our companies, correct?
That's correct. And that continues to be the trend that I see at RE Squared. We have a lot of folks who have applied out of state, interested in moving into the area for one reason or another, because they want to pursue robotics. So it's not just homegrown talent, it's people looking to move here and start a career and build a life here.
Okay. So we think that the people to be watching this might be coming to us and looking at some of our recruiting events, or they're looking at open positions in our community. What advice do you have for them? Anyone who's just a newly minted graduate and is considering, has a huge decision to make, what's the career path I'm going to take, or someone who's really interested in this space and might be transitioning, into robotics. What would be, your one or two top pieces of advice?
Yeah, I think for the individuals who are still studying and figuring out what they want to do, but they are interested in robotics, great way to get exposure are internships. So a lot of our robotic companies here in Pittsburgh do offer those opportunities, and it may not just be limited to summer. So reach out, network. I'm sure you have peers who have graduated ahead of you that you can tap on the shoulder and say, what has your experience been like? Or do you know somebody? It is a close-knit community. And I feel like the individuals who pursue robotics are warm and helpful. So if I work at one organization, but I know they're hiring somewhere else, like super easy to get that connection and pass someone over. It's a healthy competition and there's cheerleading behind. So network, look for different opportunities and see what makes sense for you.
I agree 1,000%. I think that is excellent advice. Hey, Marcia, this is great. We wanted to keep this short. I know you and I could probably sit here for an hour or two and just talk and tell some stories. So I want to thank you for your time and coming out to help folks that are considering a job in robotics and might consider Pittsburgh as a place to come work. So I want to encourage everybody, please, you can find us at robopgh.org. Sign up for our newsletter if you have a specific request. We certainly are not going to be able to, to help out, hundreds and thousands of people. However, throughout the year, we have recruiting events. We do on-campus recruiting at our local universities. We do experience hire events. We also have a webinar series called the Pittsburgh Robotics Network Talent Series. And so I encourage you to look at those. Our events are posted on the front of our website. And again, if you are registered with our newsletter, you can stay in touch that way. I also encourage you to find us on Twitter and on LinkedIn and link up and look to start networking within our community. So Marcia, thank you very much and good luck as you're finding new candidates, and let's keep having fun in Pittsburgh.
Sounds good. Thank you, Joel.
You're welcome. Okay, thanks.